think it's very interesting turning a new decade, but I wanted to talk about my boyfriend. It really wasn't that bad. I had to be married with kids by 30. All of my little gifts under the tree. It is actually wild. Good morning, guys. Welcome to the final vlog of the year. It is December 23rd. Tomorrow's Christmas Eve. I literally cannot wrap my head around that. I don't know what was in the air this year, but this year, total blur. Maybe it's just aging, you know, and as you get older, every year feels faster and faster, and maybe that's that. But I feel like there was something weird in the air this year. Like, I don't know. Actually, I guess Merry Christmas if this is going up on Wednesday, which is Christmas. So Merry Christmas to everybody that's watching. Thanks for hanging out with me this year. Whether you joined at the beginning of the year, the end of the year, or you've been around for years, thank you for watching the vlogs and just being here. I really appreciate it so much. My life would literally look nothing the same if I hadn't started this channel like 11 years ago. And I'm just forever appreciative. Today we have last minute errands before Christmas. Yeah, today's the last day to do it. So I guess like technically, well no, things are closed tomorrow, I think. Okay, so for this last vlog of the year, I just want to chat. I want to talk about the year. I want to talk about the future. I just want to chat. I want to hang out with you guys, enjoy the day. I'm gonna try and head out earlier today rather than later so that I can just like get the outside time done with. So yeah, I want to do some reflecting today. I actually spent some time yesterday just like thinking about everything that happened this year. Because it felt like such a blur, everything happened so fast. I really couldn't even think of what happened this year. And then when I went through month by month all of my pictures and videos, this was an insane year. Like, this was insane in so many ways, so many serious highs, some serious lows. So I'm just feeling very reflective. And I also have some questions from you guys that I want to answer and just have an all around chatty vlog. So we're gonna answer some questions throughout the day, throughout this video. And I figure we can start now with my morning cup of coffee. Okay, starting off with a big one, which I got a ton of questions about. I'm turning 30 after you and I feel good about it mostly. How are you feeling about it? Overall, I'm feeling really good about it. Like, the age doesn't scare me most of the time. Sometimes I think about it like on a very serious level. I'm like, what the fuck? How am I 30? Like, I've been in my 20s for so long. I think it's very interesting turning a new decade because my previous ones, like, I don't remember very well. I barely remember turning 20 because it felt insignificant because you're kind of waiting for 21, or living in Toronto, like turning 19 is the exciting age because that's when you can drink. So turning 20 like didn't feel like it had anything exciting attached to it. And then obviously turning 10, like, I don't remember that at all. I think I remember thinking, wow, double digits, like I'm so old. But turning 30 feels pretty substantial. Like, that is a more mature age. Like, I won't be in my 20s anymore, which is, you know, it happens. It's the natural evolution of life. People get older, but it's weird to see the decade ending. Like, truly, like all of those memories that I've had up until now in the past 10 years, this is all obvious, but I'm just like thinking out loud, are gonna be wrapped up in that decade now, and I'm moving on to another one where I'm gonna have 10 years of new experiences. Life is really interesting as you get older. I don't know, I've always been a very reflective person, but I think my 30s are gonna be the best. Like, truly, I feel very confident. Everyone always says like the 30s are your richer and hotter 20s. Like, you have more money to do more things. I personally think I look better now than I did when I was 20. And I don't know, I just feel like I am a much better version of me now than I was then, with more money. So like, there's not really much to be mad at there. I also don't think 30 is very old. I think maybe 50 years ago, people associated being in your 30s as a lot older than people, you know, view it now. It's not old, but it's a little bit more mature. It's more, you know, focused, driven. Going along with that, do you feel 30? Like, I kind of do. I don't know. I don't feel 21. I also don't really feel 25. I have changed significantly since my 25th birthday. That, like, I guess, yeah, like I feel like I'm gonna be 30. But it's the number that sounds weird to me. It's not the age, it's not the growing up. It's something about the number. Just like sounds like, holy fuck, I'm 30. But yeah, like, I guess I kind of do. Okay, I gotta get myself ready to leave the house and do my errands. I just did like the tiniest little bit of makeup. I know I'm adding some waves to my hair because it needs a little bit of life in it right now. But I wanted to talk about my boyfriend Ryan really quickly. I randomly decided last night to technically hard launch him. I really didn't want it to be a big deal. I feel like I've been with him for so long now that it just doesn't really feel like a big deal to me. Obviously from the get-go I've said that I didn't want to share another relationship, and I definitely don't plan on like sharing our relationship. Like, this is not suddenly going to be, you know, Ryan's in all the vlogs. That is for sure. But I also like do not need him to be a secret. I love, you know, a private but not a secret relationship. I think that is the best move ever. People on the internet make such a big deal over like soft launches and hard launches, and I really didn't have that thought process. I was kind of just like, I will, you know, share when I feel like it, when it feels right. And with the cocktail competition, I was filming my like meet the contestants like I did last year, and I just didn't see the point in sharing all the couples and then just like showing the back of my boyfriend. So I was just kind of like, whatever, we put him in the TikTok. I think throughout the past year, I've been trying to figure out the balance of like how to, you know, not share my relationship while also not keeping it a secret. And I think that as we approach the end of the year here, I've pretty much figured out how I want to manage, you know, filming my life and sharing it as authentically as possible while still keeping my relationship more private. So yeah, we're carrying on as per usual, but his name is Ryan. And yeah, that's the update on my boyfriend. And this is my 5-minute makeup and hair for the day. I have to go do my last minute errands. Canada Post was like on strike for a while, so I didn't want to order anything. I still bought most stuff online that I just set to pick up, so I have to pick up those things today because tomorrow's Christmas Eve and, you know, things are gonna be closed. So today's the day. We are now ready. I have to put on some clothes and then we have to bounce around for the next couple of hours. Okay, I just told my parents I was going to Yorkdale and they literally laughed at me. They laughed at me. They said, go tomorrow, go when the mall opens at like 9:30. But you know what I would rather do tomorrow? I would rather lay in bed. So I'm gonna go out there and it's gonna be a nightmare, but it's okay because then tonight I will have all my stuff and it's all gonna be fine.
Hello. Good afternoon. How are you? I'm good, thank you. I just got out of my car, bracing myself to see how busy the mall is today. I kind of think it's gonna be fine. Also, like, it is what it is, you know? If I have to wait in the line, I wait in the line. It's gonna feel good to get this done today. Although I think parking here, that would be the real disaster. This looks pretty good. I'm glad I came. My pickup order has been picked up. You would not expect who this is for. I'm gonna go to the Lego store and get something for my brother. What my brother like. I didn't want to stay too long in there. Yeah.
Yeah, honestly, you already got me.
Huge success. I'm so glad that I got that done with today. I almost let my parents convince me to wait until tomorrow morning. It really wasn't that bad. I waited in no lines today. So this is for my dad. I don't want to explain it just because it's his own thing and I don't feel like I should share it, but I think he's gonna really appreciate what's in here and the thought behind it. And then for my brother, I got him this Harry Potter Lego set. I think it's gonna be really fun for him and his girlfriend. They love to do Legos together. Like, he has these shelves in his place and he has all this Lego displayed on them. He's gonna love that. I did get a gift receipt though, just in case he doesn't like this set and he wants to get a different one, but this is the room of requirements. There's Harry, Hermione, Ron, and a couple other people. I thought it was fun. My brother loves Harry Potter, and if he doesn't like it, he can get a different one. That is all I need to get today, and then tomorrow I'm getting my nails done. I figured I would get the last few things that I need once I'm out, and then I have some gifts that I can wrap this evening. But I realized in the car that I have not eaten today, so we need to do that because I'm hungry. So we have some options. My parents gave us some leftovers. They gave me these chicken dumplings, and we have little sliders and latkes. So I think I might have a little slider and some of these dumplings from Tutto Pronto. Honestly, I don't have a lot of food in the fridge at the moment because tomorrow's Christmas Eve, so we're going to my parents for dinner, and then we have Christmas brunch at my parents, and then after that we're going to be away for a few days. So we're kind of just working with whatever's left in here, and I feel like these leftovers are gonna be great. I'm gonna have the mozzarella and cheese slider, mozzarella and cheese, the mozzarella and tomato and basil. It's like a caprese sandwich, and then I'll heat up some of these dumplings. Such a relief to have my outing of the day done, and now I can sit in my living room and appreciate the snowy outside from inside. Turn on the fireplace, we got the Christmas tree. I'm just so happy to have a white Christmas. It's so special. Okay, let's have some lunch. Let's answer some more questions. It's actually 5 o'clock now. Pitch black outside, per usual. There's so much snow on the ground. I'm so happy. I got some work done this afternoon. Today is my last day of work. And then I am taking off for the holidays, which I'm pretty excited about, honestly. Just a nice like social media cleanse. I think is gonna feel so good. Take some time off of filming and editing. Try to like get out of my doom scrolling addiction that I have. Let's see if there's another box in this box before I wrap this. There is. That's what I thought. Box in a box in a box. I got Ryan a coffee grinder from Fellow. It should be nice. Read good reviews. So the plan is to do Christmas Eve in my parents' house tomorrow night. And then we're gonna stay here and do Christmas morning, the two of us. And then we're going back to my parents to do Christmas with them. And then we leave the 26th to do Christmas with his family. Anyways, I figure while we wrap, we could talk more things. Continuing on with the 30th birthday questions. So many of the questions I got were about turning 30. Most of them were pertaining to what my plans are for my 30th birthday. You know, a lot of people go really big and like have a big party or like take a big trip. I have always had social anxiety surrounding my birthday. I hate asking people to want to celebrate me. It's just always been something that makes me anxious, and especially for a big milestone birthday. But I'm actually kind of looking forward to it now. Ryan's taking me away for a little weekend getaway. I don't know where we're going, but he said that there is a plan. So I'm pretty excited about that. I'm just excited at the thought of like not having to think about my birthday. And then I think I'm gonna do a dinner with just like all my girlfriends the following weekend before we go to Costa Rica. That is my current plan. I also got lots of questions about timelines and expectations of like where people think they should be by 30. I don't think I ever grew up thinking like I had to be married with kids by 30. I really don't think I ever had a specific age or a timeline for a lot of those things. I always knew and I always wanted to get married and have a family one day, but I don't think I ever had a time that I had in mind for that. I know that society puts a lot of pressure on women to have kids by 30. Obviously there is a biological element to this. Okay, gift number one. Okay, I also got him, it's like a little ornament kit. It's for a baby, but we're gonna use it for his cat because I think that would be really cute. Costa Rican coffee beans from a coffee shop he likes. And then I also ordered him a pair of sweatpants because he was complaining about how his current sweats have holes in the pockets. So I just got him a new pair. Anyways, throughout the years, people are getting married later and later, and there's less pressure. Women used to get married really young when they weren't allowed their own bank accounts. Like, things are so different now, and I, for one, am very glad about that. You know, as much as I want to get married, like, I would not let my age force me into a relationship that I didn't think was right for me, just to meet a certain societal timeline, you know? I do not believe in settling for the sake of being with somebody by 30. I think that is the worst possible thing anyone can do. It is way better to take your time finding the right person and then getting to live life with them. Like, there's no real rush. I got lots of questions asking how I didn't feel lonely, and I definitely had my days where I was genuinely concerned I was never gonna meet somebody because, you know, the dating climate now I think is very hard. I feel like I got very lucky with the way that I met my boyfriend, with the person that he is. But if he exists, other people like him exist. But finding somebody that you want to spend that much time with is not like gonna come easy. So I just figured in the meantime, while I waited to find somebody that I felt like I really clicked with, I just enjoyed my time. Like, I like spending time with myself, and I think that was a really big element in not settling for just any person. Like 2023, I went on plenty of dates. I met plenty of people, and there were definitely a handful of them that I could have in theory dated, but ultimately I wanted to wait for somebody that I thought was a genuine good fit for me. How did you push yourself to go on dates and meet new people? I pushed myself to keep going on dates because I really wanted to meet somebody, and also like dates are so scary. They're so scary, but they're also kind of fun. Like, having a fun story to tell your friends after a date is such a special time. You also learn a lot about yourself by going on dates with other people, and so I would try to go into dates, and this was not easy. Like, this is easier said now that I'm not going on first dates than it was when I was doing it. But I used to always try to remind myself that the person I'm going out with tonight like does not need to be my husband. They don't need to be anything after today. It's totally fine if they end up just being a story. I would say that before dates to try to calm myself down, but it definitely was hard when there'd be so many of those dates where like there was no potential at all. Dating is definitely hard, and there's nothing really you could say besides that. Through the guys that I didn't like, I learned a lot about what I'm looking for, which is super valuable. There's definitely like positives that come out of shitty dates. You just gotta keep going. But it's also okay to take breaks. Like, delete those apps and tell yourself you're gonna start again in a couple months. Like, you don't have to push yourself. Okay, there's all of Ryan's gifts that get to go under the tree now, which is so cute. Oh, I love it. Okay, I'm going to grab the other gifts that I have around the house and we'll do those, but this is so cute to see. Okay, it's 9 o'clock. I have all of my little gifts under the tree, all wrapped. It looks so good. I have a few more tomorrow that are coming, but obviously I can't wrap those right now. So we're gonna wrap those tomorrow, but it's snowing like crazy right now. And I was like, you know what sounds so good? A nice warm bubble bath. It looks like a snowy winter wonderland outside. And I'm so excited about it. I'm also almost done my book, so I'm thinking I can finish it tonight, but I want to, you know, read in the bath, obviously. I also want to just like reflect on the year with myself, and then post-bath, I want to recap the year with you guys and just kind of go over everything. If you've been watching for a while, you know I do this every year, but it's honestly my favorite. Like, I just love it. Hold on, I gotta put my robe on. Robe is on. Honestly, kind of crazy to me that this robe I got when I was in Thailand this year. Like, that is wild. Kind of feels like yesterday, but also feels like a fever dream. We're also gonna do a little face mask. I got this blue one from Lush. I thought it looked cool and they gave me a little sample. I also have a Lush bath bomb upstairs that I've been meaning to use, so tonight is the night. While I wait for the bath to fill up, I want to answer a few more questions. Michelle asked, what year in your 20s would you say was the best year? I've been thinking about it a lot since I got the question, and honestly there were so many different eras of my 20s. It's hard to pick my favorite year. I can definitely point out a few that stand out. I think the first year of Jill and I's friendship was one of my favorite years of my 20s. We were both single and free and young, living in LA, and it was just such a dream come true. Living in LA during that era of influencing and being a YouTuber was so much fun. Like, I just have the fondest memories, and I know living that time there were definitely some hard parts of it too, but when I look back I just see Jill and I running around the city being absolutely insane, doing the Griffith hike at like 1 in the morning and then like laying at the top at the observatory just staring at the stars. Like, there were so many memories that we made in that year that will forever be so special to me. Another one that stands out is last year. I traveled and lived my best single life last year. Like, I lived it up. I went on so many trips. I had so much fun. I got out of my comfort zone. I met new friends. I felt like my life in Toronto was really forming. I would say being 20 and 28. And I also really enjoyed this year. But this year also had big challenges that it's hard to say was my favorite year of my 20s, but I would say 20 and 28 were really, really great years. I love a fun colored face mask. I feel like it's going to exfoliate the shit out of my skin. I mean, look at this thing. Look at that perfect timing and the cutie little bath bomb that I have. We're 68% into Crown of Midnight, so there's potential of me finishing this tonight. I think it's like an hour and a half left, so we are diving in. So I always do this thing where I go into the bath thinking I'm going to read my book, and then what do? I scroll on TikTok the entire time, and I did in fact do that today. So I will be reading in bed now that we're here. But given that this is the last vlog of the year, which is crazy, I want to recap it. I want to recap the year, go month by month, and talk about how crazy this year was, because going through all the months, like, it is actually wild. We started the year off very strong with my 29th birthday in Disneyland. Like, that was such a fun way to kickstart the year. Me, Sarah, Haley Mack, and Jill went to Disney, and we had the best time ever. We drank around the world for my birthday, which has been something I wanted to do forever. Got back from that and then dyed my hair dark, which changed the game for me. I will never go blonde ever, ever again. Went back to Florida after that to spend time with my grandparents and my parents at my grandparents' place. I think I was there for like 3 weeks in the end. It was so nice. So the Florida trip went into February, I think the first week of February. Then I got back, met Ryan, did the 24-hour reading challenge with Sarah, which was one of my favorite days of the year. We had the best time, like the perfect book girly sleepover. Ended February flying to LA to go celebrate Jill's 30th birthday. March, spent her birthday with her, took her to the Gucci restaurant, got to give her my gift, and then Sarah joined me in LA after that. Had such a fun time with Sarah in LA. It was like my old world and my new world colliding. It was so fun. Came back home for for like 3 days, and then I flew to Thailand for 5 days with Dolce Vita. Me and Rachel had the greatest time on that trip. Like, I actually cannot believe that I was in Thailand this year. That was not on the bucket list, but it was such an insane experience. Like, I had the best time. And then getting back from that, I went to the Olivia Rodrigo concert, which was also so fun. Just like the best vibes. I love concerts. I think they are the best. The main event in April was our Arizona trip. We started the Grand Canyon, and then we went to Sedona after that, and it was a really fun family trip. May was the Sporting Life 10K. I cannot believe I did that. I really stopped running after finishing that race, and I need to pick it back up like truly in 2025 because I felt like my best self when I was running consistently. After the race, hosted Mother's Day brunch here, which was so nice, like having my family here and having everyone in the backyard. Like, that was a moment that really meant so much to me. It was something that I never really considered as a possibility when I was living in LA, so it was just a really sweet moment for me. Also in May, I went to Nashville with the girls. We had such a fun trip. That was the best. Loved it. May was also the month that I started painting again, which totally changed the course of my year and my summer. Like, it was just such a highlight for me, and it started at the end of May. June, I got invited to go to the premiere of the new season of Bridgerton, and they had the cast members there. It was such a cool event. Sarah and I got all dressed up, and the after party was so cool. Got to go to Wicked with my mom, and then we went to Montreal to visit my grandparents and have some good family time. This was a harder month because I was going to all these fun things, but really struggling with finding out what my mom was going through. That was right around Wicked and right before Jill's Bachelorette. So Jill's Bachelorette was also in June, but I was like deeply struggling with unknowns, and it was a really scary time. But the Bachelorette was super fun, and then at the end of June, I got flown on a little jet to Niagara-on-the-Lake to go wine tasting. That was so cool. July, mostly just enjoyed the month in the city. Really wanted to soak up some Toronto summer, so we went to a baseball game, went to the Toronto Island for the first time since I was in high school, got more into painting. I also went to my very first workout class on my own ever in my life, and that was great because it really pushed me out of my comfort zone, and I have to get back to that in the new year. Ended July with a night in New York because I was sent there by Elf. I was with Brianna and Sahar, and we had the greatest time. Truly so much fun. The dinner, the vibes, it was just like the best and such a cool experience once again. August was Jill's wedding, so that was a really great weekend. Right after that, my mom finished 5 weeks of radiation, so that was great. You know, having the first part of her treatment done and just waiting on the second part. It was a step in the right direction, so we were feeling good about that. Went to the C&E, which I love. It's just like a fun fair in the city, you know, to mark the end of summer. And then the Avril Lavigne concert was also in August. This was one of my favorite nights of the entire year. It was such a pure core memory. It was pouring rain during Simple Plan, and they were playing all these old classics and covers, and it was the best night ever. We were all soaked and screaming and dancing in the mud, and it was truly, I think, the best night of my year. I really think so. September is when I got to go to the Louis Vuitton show, and they had dressed me. That was not on the bingo card for sure. Insane opportunity to be invited by a brand like Louis Vuitton to their runway show. It was just one of those holy shit moments of like, what is my life, honestly. And then Ryan was a groomsman in his friend's wedding in Connecticut. So we decided to go to New York beforehand to enjoy like a little getaway. That was a really fun trip. And then getting back from that was my mom's surgery, which was a very, very scary time. I don't like to think about it because it was really, really hard, but she turned that shit around so fast. My mom felt back to normal within a week, which like she thought it was gonna take months for her to feel remotely normal. So that was a huge highlight, seeing how well she was doing so quickly. October, obviously Halloween month. Sarah and I did our iconic Wicked costumes. I feel like that's gonna be my favorite costume we'll ever do ever. Like Elphaba and Glinda, it was iconic. Seeing Sarah all green just absolutely destroyed me. And then I also did Thanksgiving with Ryan's family. And then November, we went to Medieval Times, which was a time. Then I went to Evernews holiday dinner, which was stunning, and the food was so good. Got invited to my favorite Christmas bar. Like, we didn't have to wait 3 hours again. We got to go and try all the drinks, and that was really fun. Sarah took me as her +1 to Moulin Rouge, the musical. That was amazing. I went in with like no expectations, and I left there like its biggest fan. And of course, November, I went to the Eras tour twice, which was just, I didn't think I was gonna get to go at all. So going twice was beyond. That was incredible, like incredible. And then I also got to see Shawn Mendes, and I love Shawn Mendes. We got to see him so close. It was a good month for entertainment, that's for sure. And December started off by joining Ryan's family when they put up their Christmas tree. They do like a whole thing the first weekend of December every year, and it was very cute to get to join them. Obviously, London. What a perfect way to enjoy the holidays. Like, the lights there are just next level. Sarah's favorite things party. That was such a fun night. Like, it was just the best. And then of course my gift exchange with Sarah was also like such a fun night, and just so funny that we got each other the same gift. Like, not only the same bag, exactly the same bag, but the other items we got were a mug and a book item. She got me a book, I got her a book embosser. What are the odds? Truly, like, it was not planned at all. It was insane. And lastly, the cocktail competition, always a highlight. Looking back at the entire year like that, just really, I don't know, went so fast that I, before this, like, forgot that all of that happened this year. And I'm so thankful that I record my life and I share it, and I have all these memories to look back on, because life goes really fast, and sometimes if you don't take a second to reflect, you can miss it. And I'm just glad that I have this forever, and I can look back on this whenever I want, like a really quick little recap of the year. 2024 has come and gone so fast. Honestly, I'm so ready to just enjoy some family and friend time and some rot on the couch time, and just, like, you know, turn off social media, cleanse. I'm just excited for a little bit of a reset and come back in 2025 the best version of myself. I'm not going to be switching up my content at all next year, at least I don't think. I'm not planning on it, but I do plan on taking a couple weeks just to turn my brain off and figure out the kind of person I want to be going into my 30s. Just take some time and, you know, see what happens. I always find that when I take a couple weeks at the end of the year to just, you know, take a break, I come back so excited to film and share things, and I'm just really excited to do that again this year. Right now I'm planning to have my first video of the year go live on January 10th. So look out for that, and if by some chance that changes, I will share my socials, so you can keep up with me on Instagram and TikTok if you want. But before I end this video, I just want to say a huge thank you for supporting me and being here throughout the year, or however long you've been here. Just thank you so much. My life would be so different without you, and I do not take it for granted for a second. Thank you for watching, for commenting, for engaging, for caring, for supporting my sponsored content. Like, my life is more than I could have ever asked for, and it is all thanks to you. So thank you so much. I hope you have the most wonderful holidays. I hope you have the best New Year's, and that we can all go into 2025 our best versions of ourselves. I love you. Thank you so much, and I will see you next year. Bye.